commentator, and he confirmed it is the first ever Finnish winner. The only Finnish podium we've ever had was back in 1994. Markku Allen was the only other Finnish driver to have ever stood on the podium. So a bit of history in the making. Flint Schuring would like to make a bit of history by putting the last 3 races behind him. He has had an awful start to the season. 2 DNFs in Imola, then yesterday getting turned around in an incident, only managing 10th place. Very much wants to get his championship challenge on track. And in the championship, Marcus Armand took a leap up to 4th place as a courtesy of that win yesterday to go with his 6th place and his 8th place from last weekend in Imola. It all means that Keegan Masters jumps to the top of the points on account of a 3rd, a 2nd, and a 2nd yesterday. Still searching for that first win, but the man in black is looking deadlier than ever, and it can only be a matter of time before he stands on the top step of the podium. The double champion in Porsche Carrera Cup Italia. Best ever qualified for Joe Warhurst. He's been sat on the naughty step after 3rd and a 3rd. So he's up to 2nd in the point standings, just 4 points behind Keegan Masters, who's at the top. Chester Kiefer, the driver who has been so quick but has been caught up in incidents, the making of other people, saw himself yesterday with another retirement, and that's really hit him in the rookie standings. Gus Burton from the UK, another driver, has shown an enormous turn of speed, but has yet to turn it into the kind of results that he is hoping for. He's currently in 11th place in the championship and trying to move forwards. And Theo Overhaus will have gone to bed last night hoping to forget all about the day that had gone before, because it was not a good day for him, finishing out of the points after all sorts of traumas. He came into this weekend leading the points standings. He's now in 3rd place. He's only 6 points back from Keegan Masters, but he will want to try and make amends for that. He's had a good qualifying session, so he's starting a fair way up the grid. It's Chester Kiefer who will want the good luck to come his way. He starts on the rookie pole, and Azuran Spreng, who won in the Pro-Ams yesterday, starts on the Pro-Am pole. In the rookies yesterday, we saw Nick Ho take his first ever podium in Porsche since Carrera Cup Deutschland, and what a way to do it. It was the top step in the rookies, and the very popular driver from the Netherlands for Team GP Elite took one of those glorious trophies home with him as a result of his rookie win yesterday. We get to do it all again now. Race 4 of the season. The engines are running. The skies are deep, deep blue here up in the Styrian Mountains, and we are getting ready for more explosive action, because explosive action is what we've had in the first 3 races. Race control, the race director, the race stewards, Lucas Stegner, Christian Menzel and Christoph Maishak were up till very late last night. I have to tell you, Christian Menzel was looking slightly impatient when I spoke to him at breakfast this morning, saying we need some better driving standards further down the grid. With the new ABS cars, a lot of the drivers getting a little bit more stuck in than maybe they might have done in years gone by. Flint Schuring wants to get his year back on track with his pole position. Yesterday's winner, Marcus Armand, alongside. Keegan Masters, championship leader, has Joe Warhurst from Great Britain. That's a really interesting row 2 there. Alex Tauscher, another Mr. Consistency, has the rookie pole sitter, Chester Kiefer. What great qualifying from him. Then Gus Burton from 7th on the grid. Theo Overhaus, our early championship leader. Then Dirk Schouten, I was rolling in the snow yesterday. Walter Burkamps is alongside him, an all-Dutch row there. Mathieu Verheeren was man on a mission yesterday. Niels Langeveld also getting his best ever finish. Daniel Rose was in the war yesterday, as indeed was Gianluca Tucciaroglu, who takes a grid drop as a result of yesterday's race. Louis Perrault has Dylan Yip from Hong Kong alongside him. And then it's Sebastian Freimuth, Sam Yongyan on row 9 in 18th place. Then yesterday's rookie winner, Nick Ho, all the way from Australia. Early rookie leader yesterday, Caleb Sumich, was taken out, no fault of his own. Tim Reiter, Montego Masson, the new leader in the rookie championship on the next row. They are ahead of Gustav Bergström and Max Mutschlechner on row 12 of the grid. Row 13, Jonas Greif is alongside the Pro-Am pole sitter in the shape of Sören Spreng, also the Pro-Am Championship leader. Alexandra Vatova had her best ever finish yesterday, and she starts alongside Mikael Essmann. And then another British driver, Ray King, another Australian driver, Sam Shaheen, on row 15. Sam, who came into this weekend as the points leader in the Pro-Am Championship and had a fairly torrid day yesterday, will want to make up for that today. So there you can see the driver classification. That's the points coming into this race. 25 points for a win, 20 points for second, 16 for third. And it's all about consistency. And that's what's put Keegan Masters at the top of the points standings, and indeed Alex Tauscher. Those are the two drivers that have just been consistently scoring the points, both of them having finished on the podium in every race so far this year. So formation lap is done. The cars are now coming back to the grid. We are at the Red Bull Ring, a circuit that is 4.318 kilometers around, 10 turns, 7 to the right, 3 to the left. We are part of the DTM opening weekend of their season. We've seen so much good racing already this weekend. There is a mammoth crowd gathered. The stands are full. The roads are chock-a-block. This wonderful facility providing us with wonderful racing. We're here much earlier in the year than we normally are, and we are being thoroughly entertained in the Austrian sunshine. And now the heartbeats are raising. It's silent, but any second it's going to get noisy. Are you ready for this? Stand back, everybody. Hold your ears. 5 red lights on, 5 red lights off. Race 4, Porsche Sixt, Carrera Cup Deutschland is go. A great start from Marcus Armand. Flint Schering went to try and shut the door on him, now sweeps around on turn 1. The rest of the cars are rolling as well. Chester Kiefer going fairly deep into that turn 1. We're looking at him just ahead of us here in the number 11 car. The big race along turn 2, taken flat out up the hill. That was Theo Overhaus going 3 abreast as we headed up the hill into the steep right-hander. Flint Schering with his nose in front. Marcus Armand trying to take the battle to him, but Schering leading the way. Kiefer just kicking up some dust. The rest of the cars 3, 4 abreast. Now the tricky turn 4. This is going to be something of a miracle. We get this lot around here. Here we come, under braking, 3 abreast. That's Overhaus in the middle of that sandwich, and there is Chester Kiefer on the outside. He'll be mindful of all that's happened before he gets absolutely shuffled onto the gravel. He drops back in the pack. Theo Overhaus looking impatient. There's Mathieu Ferreira in there as well. He was man on the mission to the inside of Gus Burton, but he backs out of it in the background. Dirk Schouten, Niels Langeveld is there as well on the wide outside of Dirk Schouten. We're on board looking at Walter Boerkamps there. The car's up ahead. How on earth did that lot all get around turn 4? I really don't know. So at the moment, it's Flint Schering leading the way. Marcus Armand, Keegan Masters just getting on with it. Alex Tauscher in 4th place. Joe Warhurst, he's dropped down 1 to 5th place. Ahead of Walter Boerkamps, then Theo Overhaus, who is man on a mission, wants to get back to the top of the points. That looked like Chester Kiefer going very wide out of turn 10. Ducks back in. There's dust rising up into the air. Gus Burton having a look to the inside. Into turn 1 they come. Out of turn 1, then in towards turn 2 once again. The noise is deafening. Everybody pushing, looking for a position. The first 2 have broken clear. Flint Schering looking threatened by Marcus Armand, but he's got him covered off. It's turn 2 they come. Then a gap back to Keegan Masters on board with Gus Burton. He can say Theo Overhaus, the early season championship leader. Walter Boerkamps going very wide out of the corner there as well. You can say Overhaus is challenging, and that is Nick Ho, yesterday's rookie winner, pointing in the wrong direction. He corrects it, picks it up, turns it in the right direction, puts it into gear, but he has dropped to the very back of the pack. So what happened there to Nick Ho? Getting tagged. Now, I can't see who that was. It might have been one of the Team 75 cars. It was Sam Yongyan. So the 2 Dutch drivers getting together, and that has certainly put paid to any hopes of Nick Ho getting onto the podium. I think in this race, that was on turn 3. A big traffic jam there. Everybody under braking the view from the Pro-Am leader, Søren Spreng. He's in 27th place overall, but leading for the Pro-Ams at the moment, despite excursions onto the gravel. Chester Kiefer still leads in the rookies. Second in the rookies is Sam Yongyan, despite that moment there. So Flint Schuring, through the dust we come. Out to turn 10, that was Alexandra Vatova kicking up some dirt into the air as well. Now, that's Dylan Yip on the inside. One of the target cars, Caleb Sumich, the Australian, into turn 1 they come. Sumich, very grumpy yesterday, having been leading for much of the rookie race, then getting taken out, no fault of his own. Looking down from turn 3, once again we come. And that is Wouter Boerkamps on the inside. Theo Urbash, looks like Mathieu Ferreira getting a little bit of an attack on the back. Chester Kiefer still leading the way in the rookies there in the number 11 car. Just behind him, Dirk Schouten, the driver from the Netherlands. Then is Daniel Roos as well in the background. So, we've only had 4 minutes of this race. It already feels like we've seen so much drama. It is Flint Schuring holding off Marcus Armand by about 0.6 of a second. Challenges further back, that's Chester Kiefer. Kiefer now regathering it to the inside of Niels Langeveld into the top 10 of the race. Kiefer, who has been Mr. Consistency in the rookies, but keeps getting caught up in other people's incidents. But at the moment, leading the way for the rookies. Second in the rookies, Sam Yongyan. Then Montego Masson in the number 66 car. Here comes Flint Schuring, Marcus Armand, Keegan Masters, Alex Tauscher, your 1, 2, 3, 4. Race control investigating Joe Warhurst for a potential jump start. His best ever quali. Would really, really love to finish on the podium, but if he gets done for a jump start, it will almost certainly be a visit to the penalty box. At the moment, he cannot be distracted by that. Keep an eye on Theo Urbahouse in the background, who is monstering the back end of Wouter Boerkamps. The rest of the cars coming around turn 1, up towards turn 3. We can see the race leaders at the moment. Everybody just keeping it together. Alex Tauscher just holding steady in that 4th place. Joe Warhurst, his teammate, just behind him. Theo Urbahouse, 7th place. Fancy to look at 6th place. Wouter Boerkamps, here they come once again. The fighting never stops behind Wouter Boerkamps. Theo Urbahouse has a little look to the outside into turn 4. They come. Then ducks back to the inside. We've already seen Theo Urbahouse does not take prisoners in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland. Right, let's have a look here. Well, if Warhouse did jump the start, it wasn't particularly obvious. They looked like they'd all gone away together. To me, you could see it wasn't the best start for Flint Schuring, but somehow he just about holds on to it. The rest of the cars scattering wide in towards turn 1 and then out towards turn 2. This is the view from Keegan Masters, the man in black, who just stays out of trouble, lets them all fight in front, and then comes sailing through. He's a driver who seems to just come on stronger as the race goes on, just uses patience, takes his time. What a gaggle of cars that was, looking down that steep climb up into turn 1. Everybody just trying to make up positions in the early stages of this race. While we've been looking at that, Mathieu Ferreira has found a route past Gus Burton. So Ferreira, on what is becoming a customary charge up through the pack, is up into 8th place. Chester Kiefer continues to lead for the rookies. In the background, that's Theo Urbahouse once again to the outside of Wouter Boerkamps, trying to go the long way around on turn 3. Really wants to get his championship back on track, on board. Is that with Chester Kiefer? No, it's with Gus Burton. So Burton in that 11th place, getting stuck into the traffic as well, down towards turn 4. Theo Urbahouse, right, no further action. Joe Warhurst's fans and family can breathe a sigh of relief. 4th place is safe for the time being, because Wouter Boerkamps is behind him, but he has got his attention and his mirrors full of Theo Urbahouse. Urbahouse looking very impatient. Remember, he had 2 wins out of 2 last weekend as Dirk Schouten has a wild ride out of the corner. Dirk, who was up in the mountains rolling around in the snow yesterday, now back behind the wheels. A difficult race for him yesterday. Right, there's Wouter Boerkamps in that 6th place. 7th place, Theo Urbahouse. Once again, just keeping the pressure on We do know that for Theo Overhaus, he does not take prisoners. So he will be keeping that pressure on. ID Racing taking 2 wins out of 2 at Imola last time. Their first 2 wins ever in this series. Further back, more battles going on. There's Daniel Roos in the 88 car. Dirt rising up into the air. Mathieu Ferreira in the background of that battle. That was the Dirt. And it was Dirk Schouten who had kicked that up. Louis Perrault in the 77 car got a 6th place yesterday to make up for an awful time at Imola, but very much in the wars there. Gianluca Tucciaroglu in the 91 car, currently in 15th place. But he was in trouble with the stewards after yesterday's race. Got a 3-place grid drop for this race. So Gianluca Tucciaroglu wanted to recover from that. Still the fight comes between Wouter Boerkamp's Theo Overhaus up close and personal with the 25 car. Last year's Porsche Junior, Theo Overhaus, we ride on board with him now. You can see how close he is. Will Wouter Boerkamp's fight? Will he let him get through for fear of maybe contact between the 2 cars? Boerkamp's at the moment is not one for giving way. He was very frustrated with his qualifying on Friday. He said the car was great, it was the driver that was the problem, and that's why I'm further down the pack. Boerkamp's comes into this season very much as a championship contender, but at the moment, a little bit further back than he would like in that 6th place. Sam Yongyan with 3 penalty laps for causing a collision. Had a feeling that might come. 2nd in the rookies at the moment, but 3 visits to the penalty box. It'll be the equivalent to adding 15 seconds onto his lap time. That is going to drop him down the order. So bad news for the rookie winner from Imola, Sam Yongyan, as he will have to visit the penalty box. We saw that early on, that early contact at the start of the race. 20 minutes remaining of this race 4 of the season. Porsche 6 Carrera Cup Deutschland, looking at the perspective of turn 3 up the hill once again. Now Theo Overhaus challenging to the outside of Wouter Boerkamp's. This is helping Mathieu Ferreira and also Chester Kiefer in the background. They're all closing in on this fight. So now if Theo Overhaus goes to the outside and it doesn't stick, Mathieu Ferreira will slot into that gap. That's exactly what's happening here. Theo Overhaus bails out, ducks in behind Wouter Boerkamp, but suddenly the opportunities to attack the number 25 car starting to run out. Boerkamp's in 6th, Overhaus behind 7th, 8th Ferreira, 9th Chester Kiefer leading for the rookies, but he'll be mindful of the non-finishes in the last 2 races as a result of collisions with other cars. Wouter Boerkamp, 6th place. Still at the front of that queue. What is Theo Overhaus going to do? Mathieu Ferreira, another driver who was really frustrated with his qualifying, had a lot more pace in free practice and certainly showed that yesterday, moving up through the pack. He finished in 5th place, having started a long way back down the grid. Trying to do the same here, had a sly grin on his face when I spoke to him at the end of yesterday. Behind him, Chester Kiefer, his fellow talent pool driver as well. Kiefer, who will want to jump back up to the top of the rookie standings. So there's Wouter Boerkamp's in 6th place. Meanwhile, Flint Schuring getting on with it at the front, 1.3 seconds clear of Amand. Look at this fight out of turn 3 once again and down towards turn 4. We're riding on board on the right-hand side of the picture with Theo Overhaus. He can see Wouter Boerkamp's in front. He keeps making the challenge on the outside, but he can't make it stick. Now Ferreira sees the opportunity. There's a gap in front, but he's not close enough to take advantage of it. Chester Kiefer there as well. We're riding on board with Keegan Masters on the left-hand side of the picture. Theo Overhaus round the outside of Wouter Boerkamp. Boerkamp's coming back in. He's got that tighter line, but with the momentum, Theo Overhaus finally relieving Wouter Boerkamp's of that 6th place. In the background, Mathieu Ferreira. Right, we're riding on board also with Keegan Masters. Up ahead of him is Marcus Amand. I don't know where to look here. There's a nice clear track in front of Theo Overhaus because he's finally got his way past Wouter Boerkamp, but he's a long way back from the cars in front. Joe Warhurst is the next up the road to him. Waiting to him to cross the line to see what the gap is. 3.5 seconds back from Joe Warhurst, who's got a lot of work to do if he wants to move further up through the pack. Everybody else fighting hard in the background in the Pro-Am race. It's Søren Spreng who leads from Mikael Esman. Sam Shaheen is up into third place in the Pro-Am, so he's got a podium position there in the rookies. The rookie leader, Chester Kiefer, in 9th place overall. Dylan Yip, second in the rookies, but down in 17th place. Third in the rookies is the rookie championship leader, and that is Monty Masson. He leads in the rookies by 3 points from Sam Yongyan. But with that visit, or those visits to the penalty box, Sam Yongyan is going to see that lead disappear as things stand at the moment. Walter Burkamps has not given up on getting back past Theo Overhaus. There's Niels Langeveld, another driver who just quietly gets on with it, but Gus Burton trying to relieve him of that position. This is for 10th place in the race. Burton, the car was very much looking second-hand yesterday. The team have worked hard. Oh, never mind about that. Get the bumper, and Niels Langeveld in front of him was saying it was bruising out there yesterday. The former GT Masters and TCR driver went into Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux last year. Very, very rapid there, now stepping into Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland. Car number 10 in 10th place. Gus Burton trying to relieve him of that. This is another look at that moment. It was Niels Langeveld in the purple and gold and black car. Gus Burton in the light blue and white and black car, monstering the number 10 machine. Was there contact between them? Maybe. Just a little kiss. The stewards don't take too kindly to that nowadays, but Gus Burton has shown so much pace, and at the moment a best finish of 9th place is not a reflection on how quick he has been on his debut in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland. There's our race leader, Flint Scheuring, staying out of trouble, finally leading the way. A second clear of Marcus Armand. Keegan Masters, championship leader, just holding steady in that third place. Alex Tauscher, Mr. Consistency in 4th. Joe Warhurst looking for his best ever finish in 5th place. Then it's Theo Overhaus, Walter Burkamps. You can't say Walter Burkamps without saying wow, and that is exactly what we see as he fights for position. That's also the case for Gus Burton, challenging Niels Langeveld once again. How much longer can this battle go on for? We're past the halfway point of the race, riding on board with Gus Burton. Niels Langeveld picks up some gravel, throws it in his face, says, have some of that, please. Our race leader has had a warning for track limits. Flint Scheuring, a black and white flag has been shown. He needs to be mega careful of that. The team will be indicating that to him. You can see how loose the back end of the Langeveld car was. The team will be indicating to Flint Scheuring he needs to keep it within the white lines, because that would just be a massive tragedy. Leading this race by a second, the two Porsche Juniors. It was a Porsche Junior front row to the race. It's a Porsche Junior 1 and 2. Marcus Armand holding steady in second. Keegan Masters in that third place. Still the fighting continues all the way back through the pack. The massive audience here in the sunshine, really being entertained. Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany always steals the show on the DTM weekends. Flint Scheuring looking comfortable there at the moment. Marcus Armand just keeping the pressure on. Keegan Masters on board with him in the number 3 car. 1.5 seconds back. I've said it before, Keegan Masters tends to bide his time, waiting for his moment to pounce. Marcus Armand starting to look under pressure. That will take the heat off Flint Scheuring in the lead of the race, because suddenly Marcus Armand, having been trying to catch the race leader, is now worrying about being attacked from behind. The South African just trying to pick him off one by one, wants to extend his position at the lead of the championship. If the race finished now, the third place for Keegan Masters would give him the points to extend that lead. Niels Langeveld, Gus Burton, a replay of the battle, but Burton finally making it past into that 10th place. Chester Kiefer still leading the way for the rookies. 12.5 minutes remaining. And this on board with Gus Burton. Was there contact? To the inside he comes, sailing through. Gus Burton relegating Niels Langeveldt out of the top 10. And a big moment there for Flint Schuring, the race leader, under braking into turn 4. Has he got an issue? You saw him suddenly snaking under braking. Car 22 gets a penalty for track limits. That's Ray King towards the back of the pack. Here's first, second and third. That mistake from Flint Schuring. Suddenly, it's wide open at the front. It was going into turn 4. You saw it under braking. You saw the number 12 car snaking under braking. Marcus Armand in second place, dips a wheel on the dirt. That's the only invitation Keegan Masters needs. Masters now looking for his first ever win in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland. Moves up into second place, relegating yesterday's winner down into third place. Alex Tauscher too far back to get involved in this battle at the moment, but we've still got 11.5 minutes remaining. The tyres will be starting to get very tired on these cars. Looking down from turn 1, what happened to Flint Schuring into turn 4? Is he running out of grip? Has he got a problem? Was it a lack of concentration? Keegan Masters sees an opportunity up ahead of him. The man in black closes in on the Porsche Junior. This was a replay from the perspective of Keegan Masters to the inside of Marcus Armand. He went down the hill into the right-hander of turn 9, under braking, kept him nice and tidy, and shuffled his way past the Porsche Junior. He could see the leader just ahead of him as we enter the final third of the race in just a few seconds. There is Flint Schuring, first, second, third, fourth, Alex Tauscher just in the background. Joe Warhurst a little bit back from the sister car of Alex Tauscher, but I think Joe would be pretty happy with that 5th place. Theo Overhaus having dispatched Wouter Boerkamps, the man on a mission once again. Mathieu Verheeren in 7th place, so Verheeren's also found his route past. Chester Kiefer in the background as well. Is this going to be a double victory for Schumacher CLRT in the overall race and in the rookie race? Dirk Schouten has got his hands full of Louis Perrault at the moment. This is 12th place Schouten, 13th place Perrault. Had an awful time at Imola, much better day yesterday with a 6th place. Schouten though, trying to keep him back. Up ahead of them, Niels Langeveldt in that 10th place. Once again, Louis Perrault to the outside. Has to be careful of track limits. Out of turn 10 they come, out along the pit straight. While that's going on, Gus Burton has been instructed fall back behind Niels Langeveldt, so they did decide that that wasn't a good move for the lead. For the lead of that particular battle, Louis Perrault wins the battle in this particular instance, getting past Niels Langeveldt, but Langeveldt coming back the flat out turn 2. Here they come once again up the hill in towards turn 3, reaching about 235 kilometers an hour in 5th gear, then hard on the brakes into the right-hander, 1st gear, 60 kilometers an hour. Out of turn 3 they will come. This is really tricky as they head down the hill, reaching about 235 kilometers an hour in 5th gear. Turn 4 taken at about 85 kilometers an hour in 2nd gear. Really, really tricky part of the circuit. 9 minutes remaining of this race 4 of the season. I don't want to speak too soon, but it feels like a lot cleaner than the previous 3. I know for a fact that our race directors and our race stewards, Lucas Stegner, Christian Menzel, Christoph Maishak, may have been having a word in the ears of a few of the drivers. And maybe, finally, we're getting the kind of behaviour that we want. Right on board, well, Gus Burton. He's not a respecter too much of that. He wants past. So Niels Langeveldt, that's a replay of the moment. That's meant he's had to give that place back up. Now, I don't know if he's done that yet or not, because at the moment, Burton is still ahead of Niels Langeveldt on the track. So we'll see what happens there. Up ahead of him is Chester Kiefer, the leader in the rookies. 2nd in the rookies now, Dylan Yip. Montego Masson, 3rd in the rookies, 18th overall. I don't think Gus Burton has given up that position yet, and if he does, he's going to be pretty fed up because he's already pulled well clear of Niels Langeveldt. Up the hill towards turn 3, and a penalty for track limits for car 57. I don't know what the penalty is. They haven't said, but it may well be a visit to the penalty box that you see there on the right-hand side of the track on the exit of turn 3. So lots going on in the middle of the pack there. Dirk Schouten in the wars, 12th place. Fairly solid, but probably a little less than what he was hoping for. Louis Perrault behind him. Then it's Daniel Rose in the 88 car, Gianluca Tucciaroglu in 15th, Sebastian Freimuth had a good day yesterday, he did, he's in 16th here. There's Joe Warhurst running on his own at the moment. Theo Overhaus now getting hassled by Mathieu Ferreira, the driver that is rapidly becoming a charger through the field. Ferreira in 7th place at the moment, wants to make that 6th place. So giving Theo Overhaus a bit of Theo Overhaus treatment, monstering him through the corner, out of turn 10, out along the pit straight. Once again, they come up towards turn 1. Flint Schuring, whatever it was that caused the problem on that earlier lap, doesn't look like it's a issue with the car. He's clear of Keegan Masters by just under a second, 0.973. Marcus Armand a little bit back from them. This fight here for 6th place, fascinating. 6th place Overhaus, 7th place Mathieu Ferreira, aiming to become the first Brazilian to ever stand on the podium of Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland. Right, now that's the penalty. Gus Burton passing through the penalty box. So he's done that, and now he rejoins. That's allowed Niels Langeveld back through. It's also allowed Dirk Schouten and Louis Perrault through as well. So Gus Burton will be thoroughly grumpy about that decision as we ride on board with him now into turn 4. See Louis Perrault on the outside line, getting a wheel onto the dirt. Keeps it all pointing in the right direction, but Burton now well into the traffic. Behind him, Daniel Rose. 5 3/4 minutes remaining. Car 77 under investigation for overtaking on the outside of turn 1. So Louis Perrault, who's currently in 12th place, may well be getting a message from the stewards. And if he does get a penalty, well, that'll be a gift to Gus Burton for sure. At the moment, they're only looking at it. There is Dirk Schouten in the 34 car, promoted up to 11th on account of Burton's visit to the penalty box. Everything remains as is at the front at the moment. Ferreira has still not found a route past Theo Overhaus for that 6th place. Here comes Flint Schuring up the hill into turn 3 once again. It is a steep, steep hill, a lot steeper than it looks like on a TV screen. Keegan Masters about 9/10 behind, so the gap remaining fairly stable. Marcus Armand there. That is Theo Overhaus in the red and white car. Mathieu Ferreira in the 27 car in 7th place. Nice low-down shot as the cars come tearing past. The noise here at the Red Bull Ring is absolutely deafening. Down towards turn 4, Ferreira closing in. What can he do in 4.5 minutes? Because that's all that remains of this race 4 of a 16-race season for Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland. Theo Overhaus holding on to that position. We saw him charging through. We saw that fight with Wouter Boerkamp. Boerkamp settling in that 8th place. Chester Kiefer still well clear of Dylan Yip. Dylan been looking for his best ever finish in the rookie race. He's had a 3rd in the rookies last weekend in Imola, so a 2nd place for Dylan would be a good reward for the hard work. Monty Masson in 3rd place in the rookies. Still, Theo Overhaus holding on to that position. 6th place, out across the line they come once again. In towards turn 1, Ferreira takes a look to the inside line. And then into turn 2, taken flat out. These cars heading up the hill, heading into the closing stages of this race. 3.5 minutes remaining. It's still Flint Schuring with the fastest lap of the race. A 1:31.275 for those who are interested in the stats. Keegan Masters in that 2nd place. Will pick up 20 points if the race finishes now. Alex Tauscher in 4th place. Pick up good points as well. He'd pick up 13 points for that. Theo Overhaus, if he can hold on to that 6th place, he will pick up some solid points as well. And that is Chester Kiefer into the gravel. The driver who's been leading for the rookies now. Where has he come out in front of Dylan Yip? So it's Yip behind him. So Yip looking for the lead in the rookie race. He's going to get it because Kiefer's got dirt on his tyres. The two rookie drivers running absolutely side by side. Chester Kiefer in the closing stages of the race going wide. Now what happened here? Under braking in towards the gravel, just out brakes himself. You can see the big black tyre marks. He would have flat spotted the tyres with 2.5 minutes remaining of this race. Suddenly the battle for the top step of the podium in the rookies is on. So Chester Kiefer fortunately able to rejoin, but Dylan Yip getting past him up into position here. So where will they be now? So Kiefer has indeed, in fact, stayed in front of Dylan Yip. Yip has not been able to get to the lead of the rookies. And in fact, in all of that, Montego Masson has moved up to second in the rookies. So the championship leader, and that is Dylan Yip into the barrier. So Dylan Yip headfirst into the barrier, looking to see where that is, but the number 6 car made sizable contact with the barrier there. Has he had contact with Monty Masson? Because Masson also slowing. Blue smoke coming from the car. That's Alexandra Vatova to the inside, so this will move Vatova up into a strong position in the rookie fight. Clearly there has been some drama. Right, let's have a look here. So the cars are all getting together, and it looked like one of the target cars getting into Masson, and Yip just getting propelled into the barrier. It was Caleb Sumich who made contact with Dylan Yip. Caleb Sumich, who's had a really tough weekend so far. Maybe his weekend could go from bad to worse there. He's made contact with Monty Masson, who in turn has bounced into Dylan Yip. Safety car is out with less than a minute remaining. It means that there will be no overtaking, and it seems likely as Dylan Yip climbs from the car, seems unlikely that this race is going to get back underway. I think we're going to finish behind the safety car here, but Dylan Yip understandably gutted about what has occurred. The race finishes now, and it probably will. Our championship leader will still be Keegan Masters with 76 points. Second in the championship would be Alex Tauscher with 65. And then by my calculations, we'll have a tie for third between Theo Overhaus and Marcus Armand with 60 points. That is, of course, subject to confirmation because my maths is very dodgy. In the rookie race, it's Chester Kiefer ahead of Gustav Bergstrom and Caleb Sumich in third place at the moment. There is the rookie championship leader's car parked up. Maybe an innocent party in that. The incident has been referred to the stewards of the meeting, so all results will be very provisional. On board with Caleb Sumich, well, you can see the gap here under braking up the hill into turn 1. And on the outside, he may argue that Montego Masson cut across him. I think Dylan Yip, almost certainly the innocent party in that. And he is really frustrated. The driver from Hong Kong, who has been really rapid here, got a podium in the season opener in the rookies, and was looking odds-on for a podium here as well. But clearly that's not going to happen. In the Pro-Am race, as we just see the marshals looking into Montego Masson, and I think he's fine. I think he's probably just regathering himself, having been in such a strong position. The son of Sasha Masson, you can see the left rear tyre of the car is punctured as the rest of the field come round to start the final lap of the race. And the Pro-Ams is Zuren Spreng from Mikael Essman and Sam Shaheen. In the rookies, Chester Kiefer, Gustav Bergstrom and Caleb Sumich, although Sumich is under investigation. And in the overall race, as long as he can hold it together for this lap, Flint Schering will finally get his season going proper. But Keegan Masters in that second place, still looking for that first elusive win in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland, the double Porsche Carrera Cup Italia champion, still yet to stand on the top step in Germany, but surely only a matter of time. He will extend his position at the top of the points. A Porsche Junior in third place, Marcus Armand, so he jumps up the point standings as well. Alex Tauscher, Mr. Consistency in fourth. Joe Warhurst with a fifth place, and that is set to be one of his best ever results in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. Eighth place at Zandvoort last year was Joe's best result up until now, so I think he'll be pretty happy with that. Theo Overhaus in sixth place, probably not what he had in mind when he came to the Red Bull Ring as the championship leader, but after yesterday's No Pois, I think he'll take that. And Matheus Ferreira, another good damage recovery session in seventh place. Wouter Boerkamps in eighth. Niels Langeveld, a bruising race, but a top 9. And then it'll be Dirk Schouten in 10th place. We're on the final lap of the race behind the safety car after that incident in turn 1 that saw 3 of our rookies coming together. Flint Schuring has led every lap of this race. He started from pole position. He had to fight early on, but now he leads the field around turn 10 and across the finish line for the very, very last time. It's his 5th win in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland for Flint Schuring. Another second place. There's Gerwin Schuring. That is the father of Flint Schuring, and of course Morris Schuring as well, who watches on and cheers his brother, the former DTM driver. There's the crew cheering on the remaining pack of cars as they come round turn 1. But Flint Schuring, finally, the luck has changed after what was an awful weekend in Imola. A 10th place yesterday was also not a good indication of his pace, but he's finally kept it all together, and Flint Schuring picking up maximum points, 25 points. That propels him properly into the championship battle. But Keegan Masters, once again, Mr. Consistency, along with Alex Tauscher, keep saying it, but both of them just picking up points every race. Championships are not won just on wins, they're won on picking up those consistent places. Marcus Armand, not really a championship challenger purely because he's only doing a partial campaign in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland. His focus on Porsche Carrera Cup Asia this year, but he's very welcome for as long as he wants to race here in the German series. There's your confirmation. When I say confirmation, classification, subject to confirmation. Flint Schuring ahead of Keegan Masters, Marcus Armand, Alex Tauscher, Joe Warhurst, Theo Overhaus, Matheus Ferreira and Wouter Boerkamps. Then behind them, Niels Langeveld and Dirk Schouten. Anybody who survives this race is a bit of a winner. It is bruising racing in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. In the rookie series, it is Chester Kiefer who wins for the rookies, 16th overall, ahead of Gustav Bergstrom and Caleb Sumich. Subject confirmation. Sumich got a second place in the rookies at Imola. Gustav Bergstrom in the number 17 car got a second place yesterday, his first podium in the rookies for Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland. Søren Spreng wins for the Pro-Am. Don't think there's any arguments about that. Mikael Essmann second, Sam Shaheen in third. So Spreng was 24th overall. Nick Ho, after that traumatic opening to the race, well, yesterday he won for the rookies. Today, unfortunately, it's 25th place overall. Flint Schuring making his way into the pit lane and into Parc Fermé. Haven't looked at the rookie championship yet, as we see Flint Schuring coming in. But Monty Masson, I don't know whether he'll get the points or not. He had completed a fair amount of the race, so he may well get the rookie points for that, but it will be a maximum points score for Chester Kiefer, and he will take that after that heart-stopping moment early on in the race. And Gustav Bergstrom just nibbling away there as well. That another podium finish for him. Right, here comes Flint from the car. Pats the roof, and there is the classification. Again, subject to confirmation, but Masters from Tauscher, from Overhaus and Armand. And there, Matheus Ferreira, very much in the background, another driver looking for his first win. And Flint Schuring moves into 6th place. So he's still got a lot of work to do to make up for the first few races of the season. But if anybody can, Flint Schuring can. The outgoing rookie champion in Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup. His dad looks on as well. And Flint will be mightily relieved to get points on the board. So Keegan Masters jumps on the scales. This is not for vanity reasons. They're not worrying about the weights. It's all to do with minimum weights of drivers and cars combined. It's all part of the procedure. And there, Flint Schuring, for the first time this year, can finally smile. Punches the air. And will very shortly make his way onto the podium. A bruising race once again for Porsche Sixt, Carrera Cup Deutschland. It was Marcus Armand who brought home the Proton competition number 99 car in 3rd place. 2nd place, the man who always seems to be there, continuing his run of podiums. It's a 3rd, it's a 2nd, it's a 2nd, and another 2nd for Keegan Masters, the man in black from South Africa, extending his lead at the top of the championship. But all the way from the Netherlands for Schumacher CLRT, the luck has finally returned. Flint Schuring propels himself into the championship hunt with his first win of the season, his 5th win in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland. His dad punching the air as he crosses the line as well. The team at Schumacher CLRT do a sterling job preparing those cars. Always stealing the show. The noise, the speed, the colour, the excitement of Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland. There is nothing like it. If you've never witnessed them firsthand, I urge you to get along to one of the rounds. We regather in a couple of weeks' time at Spa-Francorchamps, 15th to the 17th of May. And again, the cars will look spectacular as they race through the Ardennes forest. Well, the pit lane is open. There are thousands and thousands of people here. It took me ages to get into the circuit again this morning. So popular has this opening round for the DTM been, and Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland, along with GT Masters, GT4, the Formula Regional Championship as well. The big crowd here, you hear them cheering and gasping. I stood on the grandstand yesterday afternoon and you could hear the cheers above the sounds of the engines. The atmosphere, absolutely electric here, high up in the Styrian Mountains. For those of us that were worrying about a round in April in the Red Bull Ring, we had nothing to worry about. It's a glorious summer-like day. And standing out there on the balcony with a pint in your hand, nothing quite like it. And we just thank everybody, all those people that are watching. And also, thank you to everybody who's watching around the world. I know we have people on television screens all around the world who are watching us, people online as well. We hear you. We love the fact that you are watching and you're cheering along. And we will continue to entertain you this year. We're heading to Spa-Francorchamps. As I've already mentioned, in May. Then we're heading to the Netherlands to Zandvoort, also in May. Can you believe that by the end of May, we'll be halfway through the season? Then it'll be to the Lausitz Ring, using part of the Tri-Oval. Then, beginning of July, the Norris Ring. That is something very, very different through the streets of Nuremberg. Then we have a bit of a break. We're at the Nürburgring in August, and then our new champions will be crowned at Hockenheim at the beginning of October for the season closer. The podium is a fair old way from Parc Fermé, so we have to do a little bit of killing time waiting for the drivers to head on up there. But in a few moments, they will emerge, and we will see Flint Schuring taking that top step of the podium. We will also have the rookies and the Pro-Ams will receive trophies, although that's not going to be part of our coverage. Everyone will be going away, doing the calculations in the championship. I'm looking at that. Gustav Bergström will certainly be jumping up the championship as a result of his second place. Chester Kiefer coming into this was 8th in the rookie championship. So 50 points from there is not going to take him to the top. I think Monty Masson is still going to have the lead in the rookie championship, but it's all going to have closed up a bit. Søren Spreng has certainly extended his lead at the top of the Pro-Am standings. Coming into this weekend, Proton competition were leading for the teams ahead of ID Racing, and I don't think that will have changed. I'm not even going to try to do the maths now. Nobody wants to hear that. So I think very much as you were in terms of who's leading championships, but I think it's all closed up a fair bit. In the overall championship, Keegan Masters, though, came into this certainly as one of the favourites. I think Flint Schuring, certainly amongst the favourites that have been touted coming into this season. And Alex Tauscher, a driver who has been just getting better and better, really consistent now. He's only had 2 wins. He won last year at the Nürburgring, and he won the year before at the Nürburgring. Probably looking forward to the round at the Nürburgring this year as well, but would love to get his 3rd win before then, if at all possible. And it's taken a long time to get up to the podium at the moment. I think working your way through the crowd. I was going to go and have some lunch before the DTM race. I'm not sure I want to negotiate that pack of people. But here in the Styrian Mountains, it really is something very, very special. We're celebrating the 75th anniversary year of Porsche Motorsport this year, and we're celebrating the 37th season of Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland. This series, which takes place across 5 countries, 16 races, 9 teams. Some of those teams have 2 squads, and 14 countries are represented. Drivers come as far from Australia. We've got 2 drivers from Australia, from Brazil, and from Hong Kong, and all around the world. And of course, everybody attracted this year because of the new Porsche 911 Cup car. Right, that sounds like the tones of Jan Schmidt, who is our podium announcer this year. I can hear his voice. I can see a driver in the corner. And I think, at last, we welcome Marcus Amand to the podium. The Porsche Junior from this year. We've got 2 Porsche Juniors this year. Both of them on the podium for this race. One on step number 3. Keegan Masters makes his way to step number 2. One of the many drivers out of South Africa who are making the headlines, and extends his lead at the top of the point standings. But finally, Flint Schuring returns to the top step of the podium in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland. And now Schumacher CLRT will send up a representative. I believe it's Benjamin Flock who will be coming up. He's one of the race engineers. Well, 10 out of 10 for identification there. So he'll receive a trophy on behalf of the team. And I believe we have a familiar face who's going to be presenting the winner's trophy, but first, the national anthem. He was the Porsche rookie champion for Carrera Cup Deutschland in 24, the rookie champion for Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup last year. Would love to be the overall champion this year. Flint Schuring. There's the familiar face, Lauren Heinrich, works driver for Porsche Motorsport, and of course, Yeah, absolute winner and champion in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland. Thorsten Rucker, the project manager, customer sport, presenting the second place. I think Lauren might be back. Of course, we've seen him in DTM as well. We'd love to welcome him back in DTM before too long. An absolute mega driver. He's also been doing commentary this weekend, part of the German coverage. And Thorsten presenting the winning team trophy as well. And as the crew and family watch on, we'll have a quick photograph, and then it'll be time to run for cover as the celebrations will start. So I said at the beginning of the season, the rounds come quick and fast. The season only started last weekend. That was at Imola, where we saw those back-to-back wins to Theo Overhaus. Round 2 is now done and dusted here at the Red Bull Ring. We've only got a couple of weeks to wait, 3 weeks I think it is, till we head to Spa-Francorchamps. We're part of the GT Open weekend, but how spectacular these cars will look as they ascend Eau Rouge into Radion at the legendary circuit in the Ardennes Forest in Belgium. That will be round 4, and that will be in 3 weeks' time. Make sure you join us then for Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Deutschland. Still to come here.